Love Island USA will go down in history as the most viewed season of all time, making Americans more interested and concerned on who to vote for to stay in the villa than literally on their next US president. For once, and weirdly, unironically, the whole nation was united when it came to Love Island USA. And not only the whole nation, the whole world was also connected, making regular islanders and bombshells into internet celebrities. So bonjour, hi my loves. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing fine. I have decided, now that this season is over, to give my little ideas and input into what the islanders and bombshells, their next PR moves and marketing moves should be. If you're interested, on my channel, maybe like 2 episodes ago, an old friend of mine named Bobby have made this review of Love Island Season 6 USA. He has told his opinions. You know, he's an old man, so give him a chance. But he is and was still, why did I say was? He is alive. He was super entertaining in this, throughout his review. So go give him a look. So even though I've just said that I'm going to review all of the islanders and bombshells, what they should do on their next move, I generally didn't care about all of them. And also, some of them I had genuinely no idea on what they have to do, because maybe again I didn't care about them enough. So let's start with the Queen of Love Island, one of the queens of Love Island in my opinion, and the one who have broken every records and who has now 2 million followers on Instagram. And she started on Instagram with having like 16k and now 2 million followers after a month and a half. This is crazy. If you have guessed it, you guessed it right. It's Miss Leah. So Miss Leah, I hope that she will be and become a content creator. Like, I genuinely am super interested into her life. And let's start with the first point that I've wrote. So if you are watching the video portion of this podcast, you will see me look down. It's because I'm looking at my iPad. I've written some notes to not forget anything. So it's kind of sad because my first point that I've wrote was that I hope Leah doesn't go on the podcast Call Her Daddy, because I kind of have beef with this podcast. I feel like the host, Alex Cooper, has completely lost the essence of what was the podcast at first, which at first, if y'all didn't know, the podcast had 2 hosts, Alex and Sophia, and they were both friends. They were both girlfriends who would talk about their dating lives. They would talk about like their mistakes previously. They would give some good advice, and they were hilarious. And ever since they have separated and they have decided, they or Alex, I don't know, ever since Alex started to host alone the podcast Call Her Daddy, instead of like finding again like this like cheeky conversations, girl talk, super entertaining, giving us some advice, her telling her little experiences and stuff, it became like literally a podcast where she would only interview celebrities and internet stars. And not only she would only interview them, she would always be like such of a yes man. And she would not like ask all of the juicy and crunchy questions that fans want to know. So it just became basically when an artist, an actor, name it, want to clean their name a little bit or just want some exposure, they go on Call Her Daddy because it's like a good quote-unquote PR moves in their opinion. But for me, Call Her Daddy just completely lost its essence, and it's for celebrities who want to clean their image or just want to put lights on different facets of their personalities. And I feel like Leah doesn't really correspond that vibe that Alex Cooper brings in interviews. But unfortunately, I wrote this idea like a couple days ago, and today I woke up and Leah was like kind of teasing, not kind of, she was basically announcing that she will be on Call Her Daddy tomorrow. So that was kind of fail for me, but she'll still be super successful. I also think that it would have been interesting because for those who don't know, Kaylor just did a podcast with the guy named Nick Viall. He used to be on The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, I think. And I've watched the podcast because I was like, maybe it will give me some ideas for today's episode. And honestly, I was surprised by how this guy was like interviewing her. He was like, you really felt that he was genuine in his questions, and he asked the real questions that everybody wants to know. Like, he really treated Kaylor as like a little sister, and in the way that he would talk, he really felt like caring, and he generally felt like it was an older brother, like, want to protect his little sister. Like, he would like say some things like, oh, you know, it's important, because Kaylor basically said that Aaron told her that he doesn't want her to watch the episodes of Casa Amor alone. He wants to watch them with her. And Nick was like, do you have an idea on why? And she said, yeah, I know, like, he wants me to watch them with him so he could like kind of control the narrative and like say his own versions and stuff, but I really want to watch it alone so I can actually like have my own and develop my own opinion. And I was surprised by Kaylor because during this podcast, like, she seems to know that Aaron she's not gonna eventually marry Aaron. Like, she seems to know that he is not, at the end of the day, good for her. But I feel like she has this little part of her little romantic self, I guess, hopeless romantic self, that she's like, but I still want to give it a try, and I'm young, and I'm in the age where I have the right to make mistakes, which, honestly, true. I just thought it was super interesting how conscious she was about everything, and she wasn't blindsided about the whole situation. So yeah, I was really surprised about Nick Viall and his abilities to like interview people. It was super interesting. So let's go back to Miss Leah. By the way, her last name is whoa I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know if she pronounced it like Kateb. I don't know how, but I know she's Persian. Queen is Persian, and maybe it's wrong what I'm about to say, but for those who don't know, I'm Arab, I'm Moroccan, and Persians, by the way, Persians are not Arab, but they are Middle Eastern. And Moroccans are Arab, but they are not Middle Eastern. So, yeah, so that was my little educational moment. But the controversial thing that I was about to say is that I feel like, I don't know, in my mind, like, Persians, like, I feel like I'm a part of them and they're a part of my people, but they're not. They could have been if I was Middle Eastern, but I'm not Middle Eastern. So it's like, and I've had this talk with I was at my friend's birthday the other day, and one of her friend is Persian, and I said that, and I was like, is it offensive? Like, I don't know. Like, I really mean it with like the best intentions ever. Anyways, so all I wanted to say is, with the way that Leah was like doing her thing and stuff, I was like, yes, you go, sis. Anyways, but yeah, and also her last name, at least in Arabic, I don't know what it means in Persian, but it means whether book or like ktab, or like someone who writes, like not a writer, but like writing something. So whether it means writing something or a book. In both cases, Miss Girl has wrote the whole history of Love Island USA, because this queen, oh my god. At first, when I heard that Bobby, you know, the old man that I was telling y'all that he like reviewed an episode of Love Island, he was like saying at first that like Leah wasn't like, she wasn't like one of his favorite, but she was like just existent for him, like he had nothing to say about her. And at first I kind of agree, like I felt a little bit of the same until I saw like some TikTok edits of like her best moments or the things that she would say that were super hilarious. And I noticed that every time that she would say something funny, I feel like no one around was laughing. I don't know if it's because they cut it right before, which would be weird for the producers to do so, but also like the amount of things that she have said that literally like I was laughing, or sometimes even while watching the show I was laughing and I was like, wait, why are none of the girls laughing? That's so weird. Like the whole thing, like, we're sending 3 homes and now you're still here with your overalls, like that's so funny. Every time that she would imitate Rob, I was dying of laughter. Like hilarious. And also it's so ironic how the whole like allegedly the producers were trying to portray her as a mean girl for, like, you know, in classic reality TV, the whole production team, they want to have like the good guy, the bad one, the mean girl, the good girl and stuff. And apparently they were painting Leah as the mean girl. Anyway, I kind of lost track. But yeah, the fact that they painted her as a mean girl and turned out to be like the most followed Islander of all time, of the whole history of Love Island USA, and even I think Love Island, no, not Love Island UK, sorry, just in Love Island USA, that blows my mind. So the next point that I've wrote about Layla, my bad, I just talked like 2 hours ago on FaceTime with my friend Layla. Maybe that's why I had her name. But Leah, sorry, is I think she should absolutely vlog her farm. I think she should start a YouTube channel and start posting content, lifestyle, her day-to-day life, her makeup routines, her like workout routine, her hair care routine. Anything that Leah would post, I would eat that shit up. She's so interesting, and I feel like I have seen on Love Island that she's an honest bitch, and I need to know what products I should trust to put my money on. And I just really want to see her little farming content. Like, I'm kind of in my nature farm era, kind of. So I really want to see like all of her little animals and stuff. Like, it would be adorable. Also, I think she should, it would be, like I said earlier, her like starting a YouTube channel. I think it would be such a fucking good idea if she starts a series on her YouTube channel where we see Leah in her cinema, in her movie room in her house, and we see her in the movie room with a guest. It could be like another Islander, it could be like another celebrity, it could be like a friend of hers, anyone. She would be also in every episode. It will be her and the guest, and they could like talk about life, have a little chit chat, give some girl advice, anything. And in the portion of this episode, they should give like TV show recommendations or movie recommendations, or like what movies they watched recently that they really loved, or what movies they really hated. Because in the show, Leah has said multiple times that she's such a movie fan, and more specifically, she loves horror movies. And I think it will be so interesting for her to start a series like that. Like, I would eat that shit up so fucking much. Please, Leah, do it. Like, if you ever see this, I don't even care about getting credit, but please just do it. And her eating her popcorn with the machine that she built with her sister, like, it would be just so good. Like, please, it will be amazing. And also, my last point about Leah is, as I said earlier, she's a Persian queen. And the other person we know on the internet who's Persian and also a queen is Miss Tara Yummy. I think they should collab. I don't know if it should be a TikTok or if Leah should be on Tara's channel. In any way, they both should collab. I think it will be super iconic. I think the representation will be given. I need that to happen. So that's my little review on Leah. Oh, and last point that I forgot, but also her style. I didn't notice at first while watching the episodes because I'm not like that educated when it comes to high fashion, but I've heard multiple times that the things that Leah was wearing on the show, they were like designer stuff. So I think it should be so cool for her to like give us some fashion tips or like show us her like wardrobe, her favorite fits. Anyway, she should also like tap in her fashion side. Next candidate that I have to give my little PR predictions are Janae. For those again who haven't watched Bobby's episode reviewing Love Island, he said that his favorite islander was Janae, and honestly, same. I love Janae. She's so sweet. I wish so bad I was a man because I would have been with Janae. I would have Kenny treated Janae super good, but like, I don't know, I would want to be loved by Janae. She seems so sweet and nice and funny. Underrated that she's funny. The amount of things that she said on this show, and people on the internet took it way too seriously. Like, her saying that she wants a house, like a G-shaped house for Janae, like, that's so funny, okay? Maybe she wasn't serious, or maybe she was a little, but that's honestly relatable, because I would want a house with an A-shaped form if I could. Like, that would be iconic. But let's start with the first thing that I wrote for Janae. I think she needs to have a cooking show on YouTube, on Hulu, and on Prime, anything. She should have a fucking YouTube show. Not YouTube show, sorry. Cooking show. It could be called like Nene in the Kitchen. I'm sure you can find better names for the title of the show, but I think like it will be so fucking good because it will reference on like the last week of Love Island, her like cooking for everyone and like telling everyone what to do and how to cook it and stuff. Like, it will be such of a good PR move if she does. And also, and her just like, she could also like show us how to cook like easy recipes really fast and like good recipes, and at the same time like we can still see her personality and her humor, and she can still like say some 1 or 3 anecdotes per episode here and there. So it would be so fucking good. I would love that. I would love Janae to start a cooking show. Again, Janae, if you're ever watching this, I'm giving you my idea. Like, just do it, please. And also, like I just said, like, she has the cooking skills, the humor, the entertaining factor, and it would just be fucking amazing. Like, I could watch like a 20 minutes like video of her like showing us how to cook her chicken, and I will just be like, oh my god, that's so entertaining. Even though I don't cook, I'll still watch every single minute of it. I think and also, if she happens to start a YouTube channel, I think that it will be super interesting for her to start a series where her fans will send like their love situation and like seek her advice, because throughout the show, and I think it's kind of underrated on the internet, when I say on the internet, I mean TikTok, but it's kind of underrated in the whole TikTok that of how good of advices Janae was giving. Like, every time that I was watching the show and I would hear her like talk about like try to like not confront, try to like give some love to her friend and like be there for them and like give them some advice, she did it in such a good way. Like, she would also always think outside the box and will genuinely care for her friend to do the right thing. And she could have easily like pull up a candle like in Casa Amor where he would be like hyping his friends, even though like they were like kind of cheating, quote unquote, on their girlfriends in the islands. She could have easily done that for like the entertainment factor, like, you know, making good reality TV. But she generally I know she cares for her friends, for PPG. For those who don't know, it took me embarrassingly a long time to realize that PPG stands for Powerpuff Girls. So cute. Anyways, I was saying that I feel like Janae's advice were super underrated, and it baffled me each time because she was super insightful and rational, and we see that she really wants the best for her friends, and she isn't, important point, rooting for the toxicity. Like, she's not like being like, oh, go back, like for example with Leah, she wasn't like, oh, go back with Rob, like no. She was just like genuinely like caring for her friend, and at the end of the day she told her like, if Rob, you feel like you really want to be with Rob, like you should do that. Like, you shouldn't like stop yourself because you will look dumb or stupid or anything. Like, you should do what you feel is the best for you. And also her voice is so soothing. Like, when she would talk, Janae, every time I would be like, I feel like she has the perfect voice for like an audiobook. Like, I would imagine her like reading like, I don't know, a book, like a book from Book Talk. Like, I would love that shit. And I imagine her like during the spicy scenes, like adding more like hype and like adding her personality. It would be so funny. I would be so entertained. And I don't listen to audiobooks, so that just tells you how much like of an entertainment Janae is. I love her. Love you, Janae. And I really hope Kenny and her like will last and that they will marry each other. Next candidate is Miss Serena. So Serena was kind of hard for me to honestly give some of my PR predictions, because I feel like throughout the show we've mainly seen her like with the whole Kordell situation, like her expressing her thoughts and opinions and feelings about Kordell to her friends, and I kind of had a hard time a little bit to see like her personality throughout the end of the episodes. And not the end of the episode, sorry, the last episodes, personally I started to see and get who Serena is, but I said that I think she should do some fashion content because her outfits were kind of slapping. I love that she was like one of the only Islander who her style wasn't like, and I'm not saying this with a shade at all, but her style wasn't just like putting a pretty dress and some heels and call it a day. I can see like she actually like did like put attention into the details and styling her hair the correct way with the outfit, and like I just really loved her outfits. And having her piercing, septum, is this what it's called, on the nose? Anyways, like it just added like something different, and I really loved her fashion. So maybe having a little fashion content moments. And I also said that if she has to do a podcast, she has to be on the Drew Afuero's podcast. Sorry if I pronounced her last name wrong, but for those who don't know, she's the girl on TikTok who who was first known by roasting like men who would like be just so toxic and like, we're men, we're always right. She would always like roast them, and it was absolutely hilarious. And I feel like these both women are like super like strong and confident, and they have like their little humor, so I think it will be super interesting and such of a good convo if both of them are on a podcast. Then I have a portion with Serena and Kordell. I think, like, I fucking hope that with the money they go to Japan and like vlog their whole experience. Like, they have both said that Japan is their dream destination. So now that they are the winning couple and they have each 50k, like I think they really should go to Japan and like vlog it and post it on YouTube, post it everywhere. Honestly, like I would eat that shit up again, like seeing all the restaurants, the activities, the outfits, them like matching their outfits and stuff. It would be so fucking cute and entertaining. Again, I would eat that shit up. Then for Kordell, I think, honestly, I had nothing to say except that he needs to do his little Cheez-It commercial. Remember when on the first few episodes when Serena would ask like Kordell like what are his future goals and future dreams, and he would say like I don't know, like be an actor, do some commercials like for Cheez-It. That would be so iconic. And I've seen Cheez-It actually comments like that they are potentially interested, so it would be so iconic. I would eat that shit up even if I don't eat Cheez-It. And my last Islander is, maybe it's a hot take or unpopular opinion, but I feel like I can low-key see the future. I can't, but I feel like in many times in my life, my predictions happen to be true. And I feel like this one could happen. Maybe I'm delusional, but I see you in a year. But Ignacio, the guy who was in Casa Amor, who was like interested towards Leah, the one who spoke Spanish and helped Kaylor translate what Aaron was saying in Spanish to Daniela. You know this guy? Ignacio? I think that's how we pronounce his first name. I don't want him. I need him to be an OG Islander in the next season. I need him to start in Love Island USA season 7 as one of the first guys. Like, he is, first of all, attractive. He's funny. He seems such of a genuine guy. He seems like, he seems just like a good guy, like golden retriever type of guy. His accent is super charming. Like, I need Ignacio to be on Love Island next season because, come on, like he would be so fucking good. And also, I forgot to write it down, but another candidate from Casa Amor, bombshell, from Casa Amor that I think should be on the next season of Love Island. Again, I think that's more of a hot take than Ignacio, but it's Sydney. She wasn't taken to be in the villa. It's the blonde girl. I think, I don't know, there's something about her. We barely see her. But I don't know, there's some, like, I swear, like, it's more after, like, when I saw her on TikTok, and, like, doing, like, telling her experience and stuff, I feel like she has the shoulders to be, like, one of the main Islanders. But I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just tripping. Like, for example, before filming this video, I showed the list to one of my friends who have also watched Love Island, and she agreed on all of the elements except for one that I didn't say, but I just say now in case, so if it happens to be true, I'll be there and say like, I've told you so. But I feel like Kendall and Nicole, I don't know why, maybe it's because they're both like competitors, but I feel like they should do something related to sports. And I don't necessarily mean like them showing like their workout routine. No. I mean like, I don't know. I feel like they're both sports people. Like I see them like watching like a baseball game every time there's a baseball game. I don't know. I feel like they're both really into sports. That's my vibe. And also, did I miss? Oh, Rob? I feel like he's a wild card. I haven't wrote anything about Rob, but I don't know. I can see him go to the like Bryce Hall route, but I can also see him go to the, you know, the family like in Australia who's like really obsessed with animals, the Irwin family. Is that their names? Like they have crocodiles and all that stuff. Wait, let me Google it really fucking quick. Irwin family. Yeah, Irwin family. IRWIN. I can see him go also into that route. Oh, I've seen a TikTok and I think it's so true. Someone was saying that they think that Rob has everything to be on Survivors, and honestly, he would eat that shit. Oh my god, I just had an epiphany. I think he should be on Big Brother. I don't know why, but he gives the Big Brother energy. Like the little snake, no pun intended. But also like weirdly caring and charming. I don't know, he's really a wild card. And I feel like if he goes into the Bryce Hall route, maybe it's just my opinion, but like I won't be interested because I don't know, it's so cliche. Like, come on, we know. Like, nah, no shade to Bryce Hall though. Who else? Aaron? I don't fucking know. I somewhere with Rob. Whatever Rob will do, Aaron will be there. Like, I think it's super cute, their bromance. I think it's kind of weird. Maybe I'm thinking too much of it, but I always think it's weird when people on the internet like try to make like some speculation about their sexuality. Like, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable, so I won't like jump into that bandwagon. But I think their friendship is cute, even though sometimes he was kind of like, he didn't care about Kaylor's feeling, he only cared about Rob's feeling, and that's true. That's insane, but true. But Aaron, I don't fucking know what he can do. And the last thing that I want to say about Aaron is his long hair. I've seen some TikToks of like old pictures of him. He is so good looking with long hair. And when I say long hair, I don't mean like to the shoulders. I mean like long hair, like hockey player hairstyle. He used to have that. And he was actually attractive. Even though like during this season I didn't think of him as attractive. But with hockey player hairstyle, I was like, Miss Girl Kaylor, I maybe get you. And what else? That sums up my whole PR predictions for the Islanders and bombshells that I haven't like given my predictions. Again, don't feel offended. It's just like maybe you weren't there long enough for me to like really get to know you, or maybe I just didn't know anything. And I almost forgot Kaylor, and I don't mean this in any shady way, but I genuinely hope like Kaylor goes to therapy after watching Casa Amor. Like, I really hope that for her, because what the fuck. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you have a beautiful day, my loves. I love you so much. Take care. Have a beautiful night of sleep. Au revoir.